costs a lot, so
yeah,
that means it's better, right?
No, not at all. Welcome to
so yeah, does anyone have any questions? Because all four of you.
Woo!
She'll have some questions.
I always have questions. I like to ask voice actors questions.
Okay.
Because everyone likes to get into voice acting, but what got you into it?
I actually am one of the 2 people that got into voice acting as a fan of anime. So when I was 16, I was like, oh man, Inuyasha's the bomb. And am I allowed to say that in here?
You can say whatever you want.
Say what you want.
No, everybody likes Kagome.
No.
But
that's the name of the show, Kagome.
And but yeah, so I was really super into anime, and then I eventually I wanted to be an actor since I was a kid. Because I watched Patch Adams, and there's that scene where Robin Williams is wrestling with that lady in the pool of spaghetti or whatever it is.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, and then I grew up, and I'm 6 feet tall, and kind of I'm not traditionally pretty, so there's no work for me. So I'm but if I voice act, then I can pretend I can voice act like I'm wrestling with an old lady in a pool of spaghetti. So that was a nice compromise.
You do.
And then, I flew out to Houston in 2006 to record my demo with Vic Mignogna, and the guy who directs Full Metal Alchemist, I also knew him, and he called a friend of mine and I in to record background noises for the first movie Full Metal Alchemist release, the one where they were in Nazi Germany or whatever it was, and I had one line and I said, "There it is, the carnival."
Yay!
It's very exciting. And then after that, I came back to LA. I took some classes, and then a studio in LA cast me in a show called Lyrical Nanoha, and I was a little magic ferret in that.
Magical ferret.
Magical ferret. And then I was in Familiar Zero as a fat blonde kid, typecasting. Actually, it was a blonde boy, so even more typecasting. But yeah, so. That's how I got my start, and then it's just been a lot of begging and clawing and looking cute at people to get work. So
I know how it feels.
I know. I can see we're kindred spirits. We're so much alike. So yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything, yes.
You've done some online voiceover.
I'm sorry?
You've done online voiceover, for Flash animations and stuff?
Yes. I used to do it more before I became a member of SAG. Now that I'm a member of the biggest union in California for actors and stuff, I could actually get in big trouble. But back in the day, I used to do stuff for Herbifer, who's been a long time friend of mine. It's kind of weird to think about that. But yeah, I was in his Nintendo collab. That's actually how I met my husband, Martin, who's Lil Karibo. We made out in the second scene, or in the second Nintendo collab, and I guess that sparked a relationship. We made out on the internet. Yay! But and then I was in what else did I do? I don't know. I've done little one-liner things for Martin in the Abridged series. I was a suit of armor. I said, "Excuse me, have you seen my brother?" And then Joey's like, "Shut up, talking suit of armor."
I remember that.
So yeah, that's basically most of my experience. Although I just got cast in a video game a few months ago called Ortis, which is, I think it's going to be a web-based RPG, and it looks really cool. It's got a lot of customization, and you can actually romance characters, and I know that because I'm 3 of them that you can romance. And my favorite line, I think, ever is from that game, because I say, "Why don't you warm my bed and between my loins?" And
between my loins.
Come in and listen to me talk. That makes me feel awkward, and then I don't want to come in, and I don't have to do anything. So yeah, what are you guys' favorite animes?
Man,
I don't know that anime.
No, that was a precursor to what I was gonna say. Actually.
I'm gonna say Cardcaptor Sakura, just because I like the old WB, and
right.
Did you watch when they brought back Toonami for one night?
You mean for April Fools?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
might actually take it back.
Yeah,
They have the Twitter thing going right now. I actually, so you're a Clamp fan then?
Yes.
All right, hold on. I gotta show off my nerd cred. That's my Tsubasa tattoo.
Oh, you have 5 wings. That's fabulous.
Yeah. I didn't want to get the full body because I'm a wuss. I say with a giant arm sleeve, but you know. But yeah.
Mine is Gundam 8th MS Team actually.
Gundam what?
8th MS Team.
8th MSC. Is that one of the older incarnations? Okay, that's probably why I went.
That was right before 0083.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow, that's old school.
Yeah. I'm not that old. But
You just like the old stuff.
I just like the older stuff. You know, it came on Toonami and I saw it. It's just the realism of it. That was the most realistic form of Gundam I saw because they were really mechanized. Like he would press a button, he would like put his foot down on a lever and it would actually like mechanically move it.
Right. Well, it seems like nowadays people are more concerned with the pretty boys than the mechs.
Yeah. It was more steampunk than any of the other ones.
Right.
Yeah, it made sense. That one actually made sense.
My friend actually, her favorite anime is G Gundam.
G Gundam because it's fighting.
Because she's like she loves crappy like corny stuff.
It was cheesy.
Yeah, it was super cheesy. Like
But the fight scenes were good though.
Yeah. I haven't sat down and watched it because I'm a terrible person, but.
No, you're not terrible.
What about you guys? You gotta pick one.
I like Rurouni Kenshin.
That's a good one.
And Pokemon.
What was the second one?
Shaman King.
Shopping King.
Shaman King.
Oh, Shaman King.
That was
like
fun.
Shopping King.
It was
He's like, let's go get some shoes. Is that like a Kelly anime or something like? Shaman King was good, and shit. What was the first one?
Rurouni Kenshin.
That was like the first one I ever like watched on TV from the beginning. That and Trigun, and I loved the crap out of Sanosuke. He was like my hero. I wanted to grow up and be Sanosuke and wear that shirt, but then I grew boobs, so that's a trade-off.
Yeah,
What about you,
I
Lane?
want to punch a wall and disintegrate.
It's sort of like I'm still battling between 4 animes, which was my favorite.
Okay.
The Gurren Lagann, Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya,
Okay.
Clannad.
Clannad. I haven't seen that one.
You will cry.
Oh, that's like there's the dad's a baker or something, right?
Yeah. And then fourth one is one anime that isn't very known. It's called Suzuka.
Suzuka.
Animation dubbed in
with the boobies.
Yes.
Yeah, I know the director for that actually. The dub anyway, Caitlin Glass. I think she directed
No,
it.
it was Leah Clark.
Leah Clark.
No, Caitlin Glass did Oron.
Oh yeah. My bad. They're so similar somehow.
Another one I like.
Funimation does, but okay.
Right. What about you?
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann. Okay.
I still rewatch the last episode from time to time.
I loved Kamina, right? And obviously, you know, when spoiler happened, I was like, I got so pissed off, and then I kept watching it though, and around the time when they started throwing galaxies as ninja stars,
yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, that was insane.
You should see the movie, like the second movie, which pretty much.
There's a second movie?
There's 2 movies. They
Ninja
recap the
Stars?
series. Like,
Yeah, okay.
The second movie,
Christ.
they get to the point where the giant size they were there, where they're throwing galaxies at each other, they get bigger.
Oh my
To the
god.
point where they're fighting outside the universe.
Oh my god. You know what else drove me crazy about that? Was when they were they were near the Earth at this point, and then they ripped a hole in space.
Yes.
And no one said anything. It was just there. And I'm like, there's a fucking other dimension right there. I should have dropped the F-bomb, but I'm mad.
We don't care.
It's just an anime that doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah.
That's why
Let's
it's
make a
great.
dimensional
Yeah.
no problem.
It just teaches you that anything is possible.
Let's rip galaxies apart, not give a
Yeah,
shit.
we won't die.
Yeah. What about you? You don't know. What was your first anime that you watched? Gundam? Which one? Was it Wing or? Okay, that's a good starter.
Pretty generic.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't I love Scott McNeil, but his voice is duo, that's supposed to be a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah, he was old as I don't care anybody says he's pretty old.
Yeah, he's got a sexy voice though. I mean, I'm not complaining. So, and what about you?
Does it have to be a series?
No.
I guess the girl who left through time.
Oh, the girl who left through time. My husband loves that movie. He just had me watch
Pretty
that recently, and it was pretty good. Huh?
It's only you see a girl who loves you.
Oh yeah. Well, it's pretty good. It's interesting. I don't know how to describe it. There's really no way to describe it. It's very slice of life with a bit of sci-fi element, which is probably why I like it, because I'm not too huge into like sci-fi, like hardcore sci-fi, like, you know, like Battlestar Galactica and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm almost watching that right now at home. Right now.
Yeah, but I like stuff that has like sci-fi elements, like Assassin's Creed or you know, stuff like that, where it's not super sci-fi, like you're not rubbing your mechs all in my face, but but yeah.
There was two others I was looking at. One was Claymore, which was really awesome for me.
Okay, I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really
Claymore, read it, not watch it. Because you know
That's
when they have the
usually the
long
case.
manga series,
Yeah.
and then they're like,
There's a lot
let's
more in it.
combine the
They
manga
compressed it
series
into, like,
in 26
12,
episodes.
26 episodes. Yeah.
That's bad.
And
Yeah.
Claymore's still going.
See,
Yeah.
sometimes it's like the opposite problem. Like they just run out. Like they have those mangas that are too short or is ongoing, so that it's
as
like
a
Naruto, where it's like, let's have a season of filler.
Yeah, I hate that. But
Oh.
as it starts, it's really awesome. But then they just say, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
Oh man. Oh, what?
And it ends like there could be more, but there isn't.
Right.
You know, and
that
it-
sucks.
You know, it had a Marvel ending. You know,
Right.
life happens.
I usually prefer the manga when it comes to like anime, because like especially like Clamp stuff, they never get it right. I don't know what happened to the Tsubasa anime, but it's like B Train took a dump on it.
Oh, did you ever read Legal Drug?
I did,
They're
yeah.
actually continuing it now.
No.
Yeah, they started re-releasing. If you go on the Manga Fox website, they have some of the chapters up from Volume 4.
Really?
Because they said that they were going to come back from it after finishing Tsubasa and XXX Holic, and they are.
Oh, is Holic over now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I liked Holic. I started reading Holic and I thought it was really cool. I know this side of the room
I
is
kinda
all
like-
guys, so they don't know what we're talking
I
about.
kind of like Persona more, but
Persona 4? My husband loves Persona 4. I'm not too huge into Persona 4 or the Persona series, and I don't know why. Because I like RPGs, but it just doesn't click with
it
me
doesn't
for
click.
some reason. Yeah.
I mean, it's just an acquired show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There was an anime too.
Yeah.
My friend was actually in
There's a manga.
Persona 4. She was the assistant of the guy with the big nose.
Yeah.
And then she wasn't Rie or whatever her name is. She was another girl who sang in it or something. I don't remember.
I mean, I'm not that well with characters myself. But.
Yeah.
Oh, and the second one I was going to tell you was The Princess and the Pilot. I think it was a movie.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's pretty awesome. I saw it. I was just like, going through Go Anime and just like anime movies. Princess and the Pilot. Click. This movie's. Then I was like, this movie's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And by the end of the movie, I'm like, I'm a man. I'm not gonna cry.
It's like a My Little Pony sort of emotions welling up.
Not
or
even,
whatever.
man. That was a man tear coming up. Like,
There you go.
you know what I'm saying? Man, I
Right.
was holding it together. Things were like, he had like a Halo 3 moment when everything was blowing up around him. He was just like, hold on. I'm like,
I watched, Gankutsuo, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh,
I
wow.
watched that show and I bawled like a fucking baby. That show broke
It'll
my
do it to
heart.
you.
And
It'll
then
do it to you.
Pooped on it, yeah. This guy walks in when I'm talking about poop. Yay! Does anyone have any questions, by the way? I'm just talking about anime. Come in and watch me!
watch it.
I want to see if I can get you to rant.
To rant?
It's just something that's been bothering me. Because you know how Disney gets the right to all the Studio Ghibli movies?
Yeah.
As a voice actress, how do you feel about them getting people to voice the main characters who are actors
The stunt
and have
casting.
no experience in it?
Yeah, I don't like, when it comes to movies, I actually have very strong opinions about that when it comes to video games and commercial work, because movies, I can admit, adults will go and see a movie that has Will Ferrell in it because Will Ferrell is in an animated movie. They can market, that not so much the Studio Ghibli movies, because not a whole lot of people are going to be seeing that anyway, because it's more of a niche market. So the stunt casting in that is kind of like, what? I didn't mind it so much in Arrietty. Like, I thought the girl they got to play Arrietty was good. Amy Poehler, I actually don't usually like Amy Poehler, but she surprised me. And Will Arnett just sort of grunted the whole movie, so that wasn't, it's kind of a non-factor. The kid though, the guy, he was so bad. I don't know what was happening in that movie, but the guy.
There's a couple of
yeah.
movies I don't know what the hell's happening.
Like, oh, I'm in Disney. You got a job.
Yeah, basically. Like the kid who was like the guy who couldn't really speak English very well. He was in Hannah Montana in like one episode, so they're like, all right, let's bring him in. I'm like, okay. But yeah, when it comes to like video games, it drives me crazy that Fallout New Vegas was trying to like cast all of these celebrities, like what's his name, Matthew Perry, and Felicia Day doesn't really count as a celebrity, but she kind of does. Like they were trying to push it,
No, she doesn't.
Huh?
No, she doesn't.
I don't even want to talk about Felicia Day. And Dragon Age. Can you believe Dragon Age 2 released that Felicia Day DLC? That pissed me off like crazy.
Oh my God.
This is going on the internet, isn't it? I'm gonna stop working.
It
for that.
definitely
That
is.
was making
If this is on the internet, I got a question for you. It's really gonna make you mad. How mad did The Last Airbender make you?
The Last Airbender? It was like, I don't know, I can admit I'm not a huge fan of Avatar. I haven't really had the time to watch it. But whitewashing the cast was retarded.
There you go.
And I know I have Asian friends who are actors, and they were super pissed off about it too. Because, and the thing that got me was, I would have been okay with Katara, that's her name?
The girl, yeah.
Yeah, and then her Sokka. I would have been okay with them being like black or Inuit or whatever, because but they obviously weren't white. Look at their skin and tell me that they're white dudes or white people, in
the show, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the reasoning behind casting Caucasian actors was so stupid. Like M. Night Shyamalan's like, well, it's an imaginary world and it doesn't matter what race they are. And I'm like, bullshit! It matters to us what race they are because all people, all the Hollywood execs see.
It's all about culture.
Yeah, exactly. And the Hollywood execs shit their pants if there's a person of color starring in a movie. You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous. It's so not cool.
Yeah, and the thing I saw. Me being more of an actor, I'm into anime like no tomorrow. I'm a big nerd myself, but I'm more of an actor than anything. But the thing that kills me is the actual scheme of things. When they actually act out a role, it's like there's too much time between each line. It's like they were almost waiting on the next person to say what they were going to say and forgot their placing in the time.
Oh yeah, they're doing the whole...
Like they're doing a screenplay. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And she was like, for instance, Aang, who they call Ong in the movie, why I don't know. Some bullshit.
It was supposed to be Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar.
Seriously, they called him Avatar?
The last R-bender, you know what I'm saying? No.
I must have run away.
They called him Ong. Yeah, so, the problem that I saw was, perfect example, there was a scene where Aang was like, is everything okay? Katara waits for 4 seconds to answer him. She's like, yes.
She's acting.
No, she waited
yeah.
Yes. And then she looks outside and looks back at him for 2 more seconds. Wait here, and then goes outside. Are you serious?
That drives me crazy when they think that they're saying more with their pauses than anything. It's like, well, if you're not acting with your face.
Another example, fight with him and Zuko. Zuko blasted him with fire. He flew halfway across the screen, halfway across the room. Katara comes and freezes Zuko up. Comes Aang, are you okay? I got blasted with fucking fire. Are you serious? What kind of question is that?
That always drives me crazy when I'm playing video games and people just assume I'm gonna do shit for them because I'm the main character. And I'm like, hell no! I want to explore a cave and steal shit. Why would I do anything for you?
Plunder.
I don't know. I have a YouTube channel and I just started playing. I didn't just start playing Skyrim, but I just started a Let's Play of Skyrim.
Oh.
And it's basically it's called the Slumber Drunk Gamer. So I either play it when I'm really, really tired or drunk. And I'll just go through and a lot of it is me babbling, but I just love going through Skyrim and stealing shit. My only complaint with Skyrim is the quests are way too linear. Once you start it, you know how it's gonna end. There's only one way it can end. There's one where you
completion. That's it.
Yeah. Well, there's one quest where it was I had to beat the shit out of a priest, and I'm like, why would I do this?
Why would
I don't want that mace, but I don't want this quest open on my thing. So what am I gonna do? So I beat the shit out of a guy because I wanted the quest to be done. I'm a bad person.
No, you're not. He probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Evil priest. Yeah, be careful with those arrows, man.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
going in places.
Yeah, they fall in knees a lot. Stops.
We all get shot in the face for making that joke.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions, by the way? Just kind of babbling. No? Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What's your advice for changing voices between characters?
Yeah.
My basic, when it comes to developing voices, I recommend, I'm a classically trained, singer, so that really helped me open up, there's the chest, I like to think of it as you have three basic ranges. You have the chest range, which is deeper, and you can feel the vibration and vibrations in your chest, and then you have your normal speaking voice, which mostly you feel here, and then you have the more nasally thing where you feel it more in this area. So if you get those three ranges developed, then from there you can develop, you can add rasp, you can add weight in your cheeks and make the character fatter, or you can go from there and develop a whole emotional range, and you don't need to change your voice that much. Because people think when they're voice acting, they have to have this huge range, and that's just not true. Because people like Steve Bloom has an amazing range. He just doesn't use it because people are like, that voice, the Spike Spiegel voice, I want that voice. Or Yuri Lowenthal. I don't think I like, anytime I hear Yuri Lowenthal in something, I'm always like, that's fucking Yuri Lowenthal, you know what I mean? So, these people work all the time, and they don't demonstrate a whole lot of range. Whether or not they have it is another story, but they don't, it's more about the acting. Acting is the key phrase in voice acting, not voice.
Right.
You can talk like this and it sounds different from what I normally sound like, but is this believable? No! It sounds like I'm pooping. See, another person came in when I talked about poop.
I think you need to just start talking about poop.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
That is my forte.
The panel's not called All About Feces.
I went to Comic-Con a couple months ago in February, and we were talking about Skyrim, and I don't remember what exactly we were talking about, but I said something inadvertently racist. I called they have the black elves, and I'm not talking black African American, I'm talking black their skin is blue-black. And I was like, they look gross, and someone's like, you're a racist! and I was like, but it doesn't look good because they have to literally black skin, and it looks unhealthy, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just I was digging myself a hole.
Oh.
So finally I just gave up, and I was like, come to Marianne Miller's panel, we have racism, and 5 people walked in. So I was like, wow, we are in the South, yay.
Yeah, that works.
Where was it? Oh, that was in Alabama, yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, that definitely works. Oh, God.
Oh, she was talking about Comic-Con. Comic-Con?
Yeah.
I wanted to go when I was
That
up in
definitely
Pensacola. It's not a bad con. It's just Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not welcome there. You know that, right? I'm not welcome there at all.
I don't know how Martin.
They'll talk to me on the phone, but they won't talk to me in person.
Tiny con.
Like Comic-Con, one of his first cons.
No, MagFest I think was the first con he went
I
to
thought
as a
somebody was
guest.
on the phone
I'm
or
not
something
sure
in person.
actually.
I didn't know
What's
that.
that? He's outside.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we can go around the corner and ask him later.
If you scream loud enough, you can hear you.
Sorry?
I'm pretty sure if you scream loud enough, you can hear you.
No, he's fucking oblivious. He's got his head up his ass half the time. I love him.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't know what con he went to first. All I remember is the first time I ever talked to him was MagFest 2010, and he almost got in a car accident, so that was fun.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, and it was on his way to see Avatar, the blue people, not
Okay, the
not
good
the
one.
racist one.
No.
Well, I guess some people call Avatar racist, so I'm not going to get into white guilt on this panel.
No.
But
Avatar was pretty much Fern Gully and Pocahontas thrown together.
yeah,
If anyone knows Fern Gully, I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah. We're all children of the
It was
90s.
just horrible.
Right?
Yes.
Right? I'm not so sure about YouTube. Oh,
87.
get out. No, wait, I need people here.
Okay, so
87.
voice acting.
Yeah,
What was the process you had to go through making a demo reel?
I did it the bad way. You're not supposed to do it this way. The correct way of doing it is taking classes with teacher is like, you know, either like group classes, or you're eventually going to want to take one-on-ones with people. Richard Horowitz does it. Bill Holmes does it. He's more of a commercial actor though. You know, people like that, and they will create. They will coach you. They will figure out your range and what you're best at, and then they will write copy for you, or they will find copy for you that fits the voices that you do well. And then you record it in their shiny professional studio, and then you're good to go. You can send it out to agencies to try and get representation and more work. The way I did it was I pulled lines from manga, video games, books, stuff like that, and then I would find voices for each of the characters that I liked doing, and then I'd shop it around to people and be like, what do you think? And they'd be like, this sucks, and then I would fine tune it. So yeah, basically I did mine at home, and I have lines from like Phoenix Wright, and you know, the games that have text only, like basically if you do that, you want to pull lines that don't mention names, so you don't want to be like, have like, Sailor Moon, don't poop on that toilet in your demo reel. He came in! Every time we talk about poop, someone comes in.
Always.
So.
I would have came in a little bit earlier at that door, but I thought it would be slightly rude to come in front.
It's okay.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Talk about poop more and maybe
So what?
I did say that.
So it works if you do it too.
All your poop.
I'm a voice actor, so I'm giving advice. The question was about demo reels and stuff, but
Hey.
yeah.
Poop. Let's see what happens. Oh, it doesn't work for me.
That's racist.
Oh, there we
Why
go.
did that was delayed? Every time we talk about poop, someone comes in.
Poop.
Poop. Let's just keep saying poop. But yeah, so you wanna find lines that are very general, that represent archetypes more than specific situations, because your demo reel should basically be the audio in your demo reel, the lines in your demo reel should allow for the producer's imagination to take over. So the more general you are about the situation that you're in, like if you say, go over there and hide behind that hill before the Chinese come and kill us all or something. This is a World War II game, I don't know.
And poop on your
But they'll poop on your face. And then and then the producer can be like, oh, okay, this person is a sorcerer, or this person is a racist, or this person is a, you know, stuff like that. So, I mean, you never want to tell someone who you are in a scene or what you're doing. You want the voice to express as much as possible what you were trying to get across, and then you want someone to fill in the blanks. So that way, the more ambiguous you are about it, the more likely you are to get hired off of your demo reel or to get representation from the reel itself. So yeah.
I know a bunch of people on YouTube actually do that. You just grab lines from anime mangas and just make a demo reel about it. I've seen so many people do it on YouTube. So I think,
Yeah.
hey, and there's some people who've actually from YouTube gotten into voice acting. Like I know Christina B is one of them.
Well, she actually she had like a Bang Zoom before they took over the AX Idol competition.
Yeah.
They actually had like a little tiny panel in a room, and they had everyone do like mock auditions or mock dubbing, and then she won their little competition in like 2004 or something like that. Yeah, and I was in that competition too. Bitch stole my work. But yeah.
I actually do. I have started my own YouTube channel for voice acting. I was originally singing throughout all last year. I thought, let's get a recording out a week and see if people recognize my voice and stuff. Then halfway through, I just started doing more voice acting work, and now I'm just stopped singing.
Yeah, it's kind of the same for me, because singing's so hard. I'm lazy. It's like, I was just telling someone, because I sing opera, and sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my potential as a voice actress. But then I remember I don't have to memorize my voice acting scripts in 3 different languages and move to Europe in order to be successful. So I like just reading things off a piece of paper for 10 minutes. That's nice.
Do like the companies, do they actually look at fandoms and stuff sometimes?
No. It's actually the fan dubbing. It's
Sort
not.
of kills the industry?
It doesn't kill the industry. Anyone who says that fan dubs kill the industry, or they need to get punched in the face. But it's just not a good idea to shop it around, because if a dubbing studio is interested in you, they want to hear your demo reel. fan dubs, that's usually just a scene, and the sound quality usually isn't that great, especially if there's more than one character. You can't rely on everyone to have great sound equipment. It only represents one character that you might do decently. There's no, I did one fan dub before I dropped out because I hated it. Because there's no beeping. When you dub stuff, they sync up the beeps to where, there's 3 beeps, and then on where the 4th beep would go, you start. But I know with fan dubbing, you basically have to watch it 10,000 times and then hope that your read fits the lip flaps, or you try and read over it. And I'm like, this is way too tedious, I'm too lazy, and I'm not getting paid for this, so I don't want to do it. But yeah, it's just not a great idea to shop it around either, because you don't want other people making you look bad either. I hate to sound like all fan dubs are terrible, but it's kind of difficult to trust the quality of other people's work sometimes, But yeah.
I sort of joined a fan dub group recently, and we're actually trying to do full series that aren't licensed yet.
Right.
I remember someone was telling me that ADV sort of started out with fandoms, before they even started dubbing anime here in America.
Right.
But so I've actually seen voice acting videos, panels at various conventions by other people. I know that they do the beeps and stuff. So I sort of taught everyone in the group to do that. So
yeah.
Just the other day I was doing a scene that I actually set up everybody's parts with different beeps and just sent them so they can actually read the lip flaps.
Well, that's nice. I wish I had that. But yeah, fan dubbing is great practice, honestly. But I wouldn't shop it around. I know a lot of amateur voice actors who are trying to show off how much they voice act by posting their fan dubs when they are and they're showing it to people who are in the industry, and they're trying to be now look at me, I'm on the same level as you. Okay, yeah, where's your $65 check, asshole? But yeah.
I'm sort of doing it to start. And hoping to actually go auditions, make for professional role.
Right. It's all auditioning is just being in the right place at the right time and taking classes. Yeah. Unfortunately, anime has a lot to do with skill, because obviously it has the unique need of matching lip flaps. You have to have good timing, but yeah, that's it's all right place, right time. Yes?
Stereotypical convention question. What was the craziest thing that happened to you at a con?
I don't know. Poop.
Oh.
No. There was I went to a con in Ireland with my husband, Lil Grebo, and people, I don't expect people to know who I am because I'm very low-key voice actor, and most people don't know what voice actors look like anyway. But someone came up to Martin and shoved me out of the way to talk to him.
Damn.
And I don't expect to be treated that way when I'm at a convention, even just as a normal person, so that wasn't very nice. And then, once that person came in, a whole mob of them came and shoved me into a corner, and I'm like, all right, I can take the hint, I'll just sit here, it's okay. Anyone got any food? But yeah, that's probably the craziest thing ever. It's not funny, really, but I don't know.
It's kind of sad.
I was guilting Martin about it, though. Does anyone have questions? What happened? For a second. I have 2 cats. Does anyone like cats? Because I like cats.
I'm allergic to cats.
Well, get out!
I have a total of 7 cats in my house.
Noob. Yeah?
I've had at one time, the most I've had was about 17.
Nice. See, you got me beat. My parents are hoarders in every sense of the word, stuff, and they have collections. And my dad just bought our 12th dog. Well, 11 now because we just had a beagle pass away. But yeah.
Aww.
And then at one point I think we had 8 or 9 cats because one of them had kittens or something. So yeah.
All the cats I've had have just appeared in our
Yeah. Do you have a big piece of property or something? No. They just kind of show up. Poop! 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 The poop beckons. Excrement. Feces.
Droppings.
Cow pies.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh. I don't want to one-up that.
God.
That's a pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
win.
man.
That was horrible.
Nothing more disturbing than that is the Pain Olympics.
But we have going back away from poop. We have 2 cats right now, and their names are Spaghetti and Meatball, and they're
That's
little
cute.
orange kitties, and I love them. And poop? No, you were already here. It didn't work.
I have a dog that acts like a cat.
Huh?
I have a dog that acts like a cat.
Is it like a Shiba Inu? Because those dogs, they act like cats. They're
No, it's
crazy.
a Portuguese water dog mix.
It's a what?
Portuguese water dog mix.
I've never heard of that. What kind of?
Say that for
Yeah, dog monster.
Barack Obama's dog?
Yeah.
That's like the official title for the
Motherfucker got a Portuguese water dog?
Yeah.
You got all fancy.
It's have like loose skin under all of its. It doesn't really have fur, it's more hair.
Is it like,
It kind of looks like a poodle.
weird.
And they just have like a little bit wet.
Wet
so-
feet.
Okay. No, I've never heard
My
of
dog
that.
hates water.
Oh, poor baby. What's his name?
Her name is Madison.
Madison. Why didn't you name it something like Golduck or something like?
That'd been awesome. That'd been awesome.
Aw, your parents are jerks. I go hit them.
Gold Duck is awesome.
This panel's mean. I just threaten people all the time. I'm sorry. This is how I became a voice actor. Mike McFarlane will punch you in the face if you don't put me in your movie. Some people sleep their way to the top. I punch my way to the top.
A lot more honest.
Yeah. I wonder how much faster I'd go if I start cock punching.
That's just cool.
Oh, God.
That's not every guy went like this.
Yeah. I get to start doing viral videos. Marianne Miller, cock puncher. I could get a costume. I feel like a vigilante. Yes.
Just walk around.
This is the puncher, not the cock knocker.
Cock knocker.
Oh.
He's already been hit in the dick so many times.
Walk around.
There was like, do any of you guys listen to Wachow at all? No, it's like a podcast thing that he does. Yeah, and they did an April Fool's episode a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, I guess it was. But anyway, they all got this great idea to get drunk, and Martin's the most obnoxious idiot when he's drunk, because he never drank before, like the last year, and he's 28 years old. So imagine a 28-year-old man, like drunk, and he acts like a 12-year-old, you know what I mean? So he's always like, Marianne, shut the fuck up. Like, that's... So I had to listen to him, like, screaming at his friends in a microphone for, like, 2 hours before, when he was doing Wachow. So I started going on Twitter, and I was like, how much would someone pay me to hit Martin in the dick right now? I didn't get paid.
Oh.
I was $20. What?
Did you get a lot of responses though?
Yeah, I actually did. Some people were like, thank you! It's always great when someone wants you to punch your husband in the nuts.
Oh, my God.
Marriage!
Cute.
It's like, do you want tax breaks or do you want an abusive wife? Like, Poop!
Where'd it go?
Poop! I like your hair.
Yes, I take it.
This chick's hair is poofy.
Oh my god.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
Poop means show
It's
up.
poofy.
Yeah.
She got a fro.
Real Afro samurai.
It was awesome.
That is awesome.
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 Afro Samurai is weird.
He's awesome.
Awesome.
Only line I remember from him was "Watch your damn mouth." Oh, I love when he said that.
Man, I gotta give him props though. I think it's the only anime that actually has black people in it. Real black people.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You know what it gets me about like fucking Cowboy Bebop? You know they're making the movie of Cowboy Bebop or whatever.
It's already on the back burner.
Yeah.
Again.
And it's like,
Because they know
it always it drives me crazy because people are like, well, Jet should be black. And I'm like, Bo Billingsley is black. Yeah, but I mean, the character's whiter than I am. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem if he's black, but people, like, some people are absolutely insistent that he should be black.
I mean, he thinks like he's black, but
Yeah, he has a black person mentality, but yeah, that
Well, it's
was
because he's voiced by a black guy.
exactly.
Going on that, what'd you think when they announced that they were going to do Akira live action
Akira live action?
with Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, that shit's never going to happen.
Hell no.
Thank God.
Well, some people are of the opinion that we don't need an Akira live action because Chronicle came out. And Chronicle was okay.
Chronicle is not Akira. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's not really Akira. They go into a hole.
They don't got the motorcycles, does it?
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, like,
He got the shit harpooned out of him. But
I think like most American adaptations, I think most adaptations suck. It's very rare that adaptations are ever good. And I mean that about comic books, I mean that about regular books, I mean that about video games. And I don't understand why people are so gung-ho about stuff like Assassin's Creed movies or Metal Gear movies, because there are already movies for Assassin's Creed and Metal Gear. They're called Assassin's Creed and Metal Gear Solid. It's like, you know, and you can get,
yeah.
and the cutscenes themselves are longer than a movie, especially in Metal Gear Solid 4. Good God.
Most of it is movie.
It's
Yeah.
20% gameplay,
Oh.
80% movies.
Oh, and I felt so bad playing Metal Gear Solid 4 because I love the crap out of Metal Gear Solid, especially number 3. Number 3 was the
Snake
best.
Eater.
Snake Eater!
It was-
But, like, I tuned out of Metal Gear Solid 4 so many times, and I tuned back in and I'm like, they're still talking about the same thing. How is this even happening? But, did you have a question?
Yeah. So, like, regarding like the idea of adaptations of movies, would you prefer or would you prefer a movie remake of a game or like a movie sequel, like Final Fantasy as a Children?
I'd say,
Mortal Kombat
if
movie,
between the two of them, I'd say I prefer a sequel than an actual, like, retelling of the game. Because, like, in a game like, especially like Metal Gear, you know, there's so much shit going on in here, and there's so many cool things. And like Metal Gear, a lot of the reason why it was popular, in my opinion, is because how many times it broke the fourth wall. How many times the game actually interacted with you as a gamer, like, you know, okay, I'm gonna put the, oh shit, it's vibrating, you know, like, I'm healed. And, or when Psycho Mantis would read your save data, like, how would you even translate that into a movie and make it as cool? How would you break the fourth wall like that with a movie? And Kojima always seems to be, like, really insistent on doing that sort of thing, like, really letting the gameplay, the gamer's gameplay affect the experience itself. So I don't think you could rebottle that magic for a movie. So a sequel would be fine. I mean, Assassin's Creed released that, Poop! Hi.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a voice acting panel. What time is it?
2010.
Okay, so we've got like 15, 20 minutes.
So, what happened so far?
You guys came in.
We were talking about racism. We were talking about poop.
Poop? Oh.
Talking about voice acting. See, it works!
Cool.
Every time we talk about poop.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
But yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed came out with those sequels, like Recollection or something. No, that was the card game.
No, it's a card game.
No. Revelations was the game.
Oh, you mean the live action movie?
There was the live action movie, which was,
It was like an interlude.
yeah, what is that called? It was a prequel. It was Ezio's dad. Lineage. Lineage. And then there was the one where Ezio was like, I'm an old fuck, and I'm going to die in the marketplace. Bleh. As a Chinese lady. Hey.
Pasta.
Pasta. I like that the word for enough in Italian is basta, because whenever you'd like run around town, people would be like, pasta, pasta, and I'd be like, spaghetti!
And then everyone look at you like, is she crazy?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's really funny how differently Ubisoft interpreted the Middle Eastern culture as opposed to the Italian culture. Because Assassin's Creed 1 was like, whenever you would run around on buildings, people would be like, that guy's fucking crazy. What a dumbass. Look at him. I'm going to punch him in the nuts. And then in Assassin's Creed 2, the Italians were like, he's running on a building. He must be going to get some. Hey! Like,
Oh, wow.
it was like, really? That's okay.
Yeah, probably. Oh, you watch family too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not downhill, but
Italian just
still.
because you have a mustache.
Really? Let me show you.
Yeah.
Going on video games adaptations, because I think that this one sort of ruined video games becoming movies, What is your opinion of Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2,
Like
the movie?
from the 90s? Oh my god.
That was the best picture I've seen all day.
You know what video game adaptation was the best? Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That was fun.
No, the only reason why it was good because Raul Julia actually wore the outfit for Bison. Legend of Chun-Li, the guy refused to wear the outfit.
What?
He actually refused to go to the movie if they had to do it.
What? Who was like, yes, I will accept this role as an iconic game character, but I'm not wearing his clothing.
What?
Like, why would you do that?
Who was it?
Just to be fair, the Legend of Chun-Li kind of killed half every character that they tried to
Well,
Oh my
I think
God.
we can all agree that the Legend of Chun-Li should never be spoken of again.
No, ever, please.
But I don't know, like, Mortal Kombat,
What about Rose?
it was, I mean, they're corny 90s movies, you know,
Part
like...
2? There was no excuse for part 2.
Yeah,
There was no excuse for part 2.
I don't know. I thought part 1 was pretty shit, too.
No way, you know what's
But we were like 5.
Yes, I had that movie on DVD.
Part 2 still
No,
has
but
one.
Yeah.
no, I had that on Blockbuster. Like when I was closing, I'm like,
Mortal
I have to have
Kombat.
it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, really cheap.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Wow, good for that guy. And it's a Mortal Kombat movie?
Legitimate Mortal Kombat.
That's cool. I mean, hopefully...
The webcasts are okay.
Uh-huh.
The new webcasts that they have are pretty okay.
Yeah, I've only seen like one episode, so yeah.
Do you have any advice for voice acting?
Like, what sort of advice?
I have no idea.
I mean, general advice is just don't suck. So, another general piece of advice is don't be a dick, because nobody wants to hire a dick. The only time you can get away with being rude and like,
It's like if you're famous.
if you're like a famous dude, like, you know, Johnny Depp or something.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I mean...